Welcome to American Dream. I'm your host, Christine Limbowney, and I'm standing here today at the Carlsbad Lagoon across from Tamarack State Beach. I'm here today to answer the question that so many of us Carlsbad locals ask every time we drive up and down the stretch of road. What is that grid-like pattern sitting on top of the lagoon and attracting so much marine life? Well, you might be surprised to learn that right here is Southern California's only oyster farm. I'm standing here today with Aquafarm owner and operator Thomas Grimm. Tom, I have been a Carlsbad resident for nearly 10 years, and I just recently discovered the Carlsbad Aquafarm. Tell me about the farm's rich history, how it came to be, and why the public is only just recently able to see and discover it.
Well, the farm started as a research project from San Diego State University, and they were exploring what we could grow in the lagoon, or what they could grow in the lagoon, and do it in a way that both had commercial potential, but also had a way of making the water cleaner and healthier. Well, about a couple of years ago, when the NRG power plant, the Cabrillo Power Station, was decommissioned, and the new Carlsbad Energy Center was created, and that allowed us to open this up to the public to learn more about this amazing oyster and mussel farm.
So what does a day on the farm look like?
Well, it starts early in the morning. Yeah, really when the sun is coming up, we get this barge that you're on right now, which is a harvest barge, goes out to the lagoon, and it's either collecting oysters for tumbling or for harvesting, or mussels. And then we process them, and we start to go through a purification process and eventually pack, and those get shipped out to local seafood markets and restaurants and things of that nature.
I know you guys have some fun things going on here at the Aquafarm in addition to just the traditional on-site tours. Explain to me the different ways that the general public can come here and experience the farm firsthand.
Well, that's a great question. So when they come to the farm, first of all, they learn about how the farm operates, how we sustainably farm it, and they learn about how the oysters are purifying the water and the mussels. Each shellfish filters about 50 gallons a day, some a little more or less, depending on how big they are.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that makes this whole lagoon, within 18 hours, completely filtered.
Wow, so much to experience. I love it. I love that people can come in and get involved, whether it's through tastings or on-site tours or learning about the sustainable measures you're doing. You're doing so many incredible things, and it sounds like you have a pretty exciting activity for us back at the dock.
Yeah, we do. We're going to do some tasting. We're going to show people how to shuck an oyster.
I love it. Let's go check it out. I'm here with Rachel from Carlsbad Aquafarm, and she's going to show us how to shuck an oyster.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started.
Okay, so first things you want to start out with always putting your protective glove on, because these oysters can be a bit sharp and we don't want to get any kind of little nicks or cuts on our hands. If you see the rounded part of the shell right here, this is the bottom side, the cup side. So the hinge is right here. If you can kind of see this little muddy area.
Yes.
So this is where our knife's gonna go straight into. Okay. You're gonna kind of go in at more or less a 45-degree angle, but you'll kind of figure it out as you go. Okay. You're gonna go back and forth like this. Okay. We're gonna do a little twist of the knife. Voila! And our oyster is open.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah. The only thing keeping the top and the bottom shell together is the abductor muscle that's right here. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be sticking our knife in here and severing that muscle from the top shell. So I'm gonna kind of put this in here, do a little bit of a shimmy on out, and there we go. Next, we're gonna turn it around in our hand, and that abductor muscle is right here, and it's still connected to the oyster. So do a little wipe. I like to kind of come underneath this gill right here and slice down. Now we know our oyster is good to go, ready to eat.
Yeah.
Cheers. Wow. That's delicious, right?
Oh my gosh.
Cleanest oyster you'll ever have.
We hope you enjoyed our day on the farm, Oyster Farm that is, a beautiful facility dedicated to improving our Carlsbad coastline. So whether you want to bring the children here and volunteer for the Oyster Ranger program, or schedule a site tour, or maybe you want to plan a romantic evening with some aphrodisiac-rich foods, the Carlsbad Oyster Farm has something for the whole family. I'm Christine Limbowney with American Dream, and I'll see you next time.